Hey everyone, this is Team WhiZED. We are trying to build a Gemma tutor for school students. Before knowing what it is, let's listen to this story. I come from India, exactly a small rural village in southern India, where 200 families live. And most people's livelihood is depending on agriculture. We don't have much connectivity in terms of roads as well as digital connectivity. In fact, there is only one bus that connects to a nearby town that also comes once in an hour. This is a primary school in our village. Day in a school starts with a prayer. After that, the real school starts. There are 40 students studying in the school, and for the 40 students, there is only one teacher and one teaching assistant. Now, think of this teacher whether she would teach a math for a class 1 or a science for a class 4th on a particular period. This is exactly the situation of a lot of schools in India, and we are not sure about the future of these kids who are studying there. As you have seen in the story, these students actually need help. We can help the students by giving an AI based tutor that speak in their language. So, Gemma 3N having a lot of capabilities and it can run on offline basis. It's a good fit for this use case where we ask the tutoring app to help the students to think critically and help them to understand the topics deeply and learn independently in all the subjects, including the native language subject, English, math, science, and social science. The features of this app include a Socratic AI because in order to help the students to think critically, we don't have to give the answers directly when they are asking. We have to ask some cross questions and guide them to the right answer. So that is Socratic AI. And there can also be interactive environment. So based on the page, uh, based on the book content, we can create quizzes, flashcards, mind map, and some of the interactive playgrounds that can be generated using this small LLMs like Gemma. Because we are using the context of the textbooks as a, as a backbone, these app doesn't hallucinate much because it takes the book as a context and answers on it. Let's see the demo.
Now we know the problem that we're trying to solve and why we need an offline model to solve this. So given the potential of Gemma 3N model, which has multi-model inputs, and it also has features like mix and match where uh, we can remove the parameters that are not being used currently, like vision parameters and then audio parameters. We can just use text parameters to reduce the size of the model and make it give the inference faster. Uh, so, so that's one of the reasons that I picked this kind of model. So I started with creating the data set for training this Gemma model in Tamil language. So data set looks something like this. Uh, so it has an image and it has a text extraction from an image. So what I did is I downloaded the uh, Tamil Nadu class 4 and class 5 books for all three terms. So each class have three terms and each term has two books. One is language subjects, Tamil and English, and other one is math, science, social science. So total of around 12 books I have downloaded for both of these classes. Uh, and I have extracted the images from it because they are PDF, but they are not a text readable PDF. So we have to do a OCR on top of it. So this is the output of the OCR, text extraction from the page. and there's a detailed description of the images that is available in the page, and there'll be a Socratic answer conversations. So as a sample, you can look at this. So this is a text extraction from that page, and there's a description about the particular page, and this is a Socratic conversation pair. This assumes the student is asking a question, and AI is replying by asking another question that actually uh, provokes some thoughts to the student to arrive at the answer for this particular question. And it goes on. So user replies something like this, and then uh, this is the final answer. So I created multiple Socratic conversation for single page so that I can use it to train Gemma in Tamil language. You can see one of the image of the books available. So it's a multimedia content. Uh, it has images as well as the text. It doesn't have video, but it has images and text. So that is about the dataset creation part. So I've used Gemini 2.5 Flash model, given the image to it, and I've used a prompt to uh, give the response in this three uh, particular format. Yeah, so that is about dataset. Let's go into the training part. So I'll use the same dataset to train a Gemma 3 4B model. So this is a notebook that I used for training the model. So I'm using Ansloth training library to train this model. So start with loading the model, Gemma 4 4B model. Uh, it has all the utils to load and get the inference. Now it's LoRa based fine tuning part where uh, I'm using a PIF method, parameter efficient fine tuning, to reduce the number of parameters that I had to train in order to uh, convert this Gemma model into a Socratic tutor specialized in that particular language. So I've loaded all this dataset in this Kaggle dataset. I'm loading that path. Uh, so this is the exact uh, format that we have in our examples. Socratic reply, user reply, and then answer the Socratic pair. And this is the essential data of the image extraction from a Gemini model. You can see the extracted content that I'm printing here, the image description of it. So it has book content, it has more description of it, and the actual question asked by the user. And I'm converting and transforming that into a format that is understandable by uh, the model, which takes in the start start turn of the user and start turn of the model uh, to differentiate between the turns in the conversation, like who speaks what and what has to be given as a response from the model. So it transforms the raw data into this structured form to train our Gemma model. So finally, the training starts here. So I ran the training for around 400 steps, uh, about a loss of 1.5. So because of the early stopping, so it got stopped in 400 steps itself. So after training this model, I I downloaded the LoRa adapters that are available for this particular model. Yeah, first I have tested this output. So asked the question from question on the trained model. It gave the it asked another question, that is the expected behavior. Uh, yeah, and now I'm saving the LoRa adapters as well as I'm converting this model into a quantized 8-bit quantized model for faster inference. So this is a float 16 conversion, and below this you can see uh, 8-bit quantization. 4-bit quantization is not supported by this model, so it didn't work. So I had to use 8-bit quantization to store this model, and this is the model that I'm currently using in my app. So so after training this, I created an application that actually looks like this. So where students can actually create project uh, like this. Let's take social science, and once they get into it, they can actually select the book that they want. I'm selecting this one. This is class 4, term 3, Tamil medium, max, science, social science subject. So they have 3 subjects in just one book. Now this is max. Let's go to pages that are actually behind. Yeah, this is one of the pages from social science. Uh, if they want to ask any questions here, they can just select this particular page and click on chat. Now the context, as it is an image, and currently our Gemma is not trained on image. It has to rely on the text extraction content and then image description content that we got from the synthetic data that we created from Gemini. So once we select this page, the context will be loaded to the model, and we can ask any question here in the chat, in the chat window. Uh, so it's saying its name is WhiZED, and we can ask any questions to it. I'll show you what I have already spoken, because Olama, I've deployed this model in Olama, and it is taking a bit more time to respond. Uh, just want to show you what I have already spoken to it. So this is uh, one of the pages that is in Max. Uh, so I'm asking the question. It replied with another. It asked another question. Uh, I asked another question to it, and it answered elaboratively. So just like answers it Socratically, without giving the actual response uh, directly to the student. By that, it's actually letting the student to critically think and then arrive with an answer instead of directly telling it. If student couldn't reach the answer after so many turns, then it will reply the answer directly to the user. So since it is just a synthetic data, and model itself is a smaller one, uh, it's not always giving right results. So it has issues like repeating itself, uh, and also replaying with yeah replaying with some like yeah replaying with some of the things that are not uh, actually asked by the user. It's like hallucination. So that is about this particular app. So I built this the whole backend front end for this. So I'm I can show you the model. So this is the model that I'm using. So this is 3N to be fine-tuned quantized 3-bit. With OLAMA, I'm just loading this particular model, and then in the name of WhiZGemma, I'm loading it. So we can see that here. Now it's trying to connect to that model and getting the reply. Since 4-bit quantization is not available and my laptop is not that powerful, it's taking a bit of time uh, to develop an answer. So even though if I ask, just say hi, because it is trained uh, Socratically, it again asks another question. So that's about this model. Yeah, and I have uploaded this model in Hugging Face Spaces uh, for you to look. So this is my Hugging Face repo, and there is Hugging Face space created for this. Uh, yeah, yeah.
As you've seen in the demo, uh, so there are a lot of improvements that we can do for this particular app. Uh, First is having a image recognition where they can just uh, take a photo of the book and they can ask question on it. That is actually possible with Gemma 3 model because it has vision capabilities. And the second thing is instead of just typing, they can actually speak to the tutor as a natural way, as Gemma 3 has audio input feature, so we can train it further to understand Tamil language and especially understand the students' questions in Tamil. And having a mobile app and having an on-device deployment of the model in a mobile device itself could be helpful because most of them doesn't have any laptop in their home. They just have their parents' mobile phones that to have a uh, mm, that have a minimal hardware. And finally, we wanted to see a lot of happy faces who are actually self-studying using our app, where their teachers didn't get enough time to give more attention to them, and to see the impact that it creates in the later stages of their life. Thank you for watching.